Hey everybody, welcome back to Northern Lion Places Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. 36 wins in a row. No biggie. Last two runs have been very easy. This one, no idea, but good starting damage. 2 FK4 HZCC. Yeah, damage is great. So Iron Bar is helping that. And we also have Book of Belial, and we're starting with an extra item because we had Eden's Blessing at the end of the last run, so that's going to be, I guess it's Book of Belial, but we also have breakfast with us as well. It might be dinner, I can't remember. 2 FK4 HZCC and our pill. Luck down. Not a huge problem. Not my favorite pill to get, probably not even in the top 12 or so, but at least it's not a health down or a bad trip, which with Curse of the Unknown would frighten me a little bit. But effectively, thanks to the HP upgrade that we have, we cannot pick up, or we cannot be at less than 2 HP right now. We might as well get it so it doesn't show up again. We have to have at least 1 Spirit Heart, 1 Red Heart. In all likelihood, having 1 Spirit Heart without having the HP upgrade is pretty unlikely. Not impossible, but it would be like a terrible draw. So I'm going to guess that we're probably at least at, you know, worst case scenario, 1 HP, 3 Spirit Hearts. Which, combined with this decent damage from Iron Bar and also Book of Belial as at least an okay, you know, damage augmenter, is a pretty solid start. Cube of Meat is always nice, except when it makes me a little too big for my britches and I start using it to kill enemies I have no business killing in that fashion, but I'm going to avoid that for this floor, or at least I'm going to try, because I know that we have no knowledge of what our HP looks like. I know that I know nothing. That's the Northern Lion brand, is knowing that you know nothing, talking about stuff anyway, and then at the end of it just being like, I don't know, ask somebody who understands what they're talking about. So I was thinking about nuclear biophysics the other day, right? And I was like, strong nuclear forces and weak nuclear forces, why can't we just merge them into nuclear forces of varying magnitudes? That's Jerry Seinfeld as a nuclear biomedical specialist. It's not, it doesn't, you know, stop. Just stop. Okay, well, so far so good on consumables, and, you know, relatively decent chance maybe we can get an arcade on the next floor. I'll probably go through whatever I need to go through to get that money, except using a key and a bomb on the shop, thinking that maybe it's in our best interest to shoot all these and, you know, look for a secret room. We really only need 1 to pan out, or 2 to pan out. The secret room should have us covered, though. Let's see. It has given us golden bombs and a tinted rock, so I'm glad that we came through here at least, and means we should blow this guy up. Okay, now we'll open the golden chest, and the golden chest has given us rusted key, which I think is fine, and, you know, we also did get enough money, strangely enough, through this situation. Oh! I was like, I'm not gonna do it. There's just 1 mushroom up there. Yo, if you only have 1 mushroom, would you take it, or would you let it slip away? We just got, in case you're just listening, you missed out, son, because we just got magic mushroom from a single mushroom. That is ridiculous. So if we weren't already in a good spot, we're in a pretty damn good spot now. I really feel like, oh, look at this HP. Look at this HP, though. I really feel like the first floor is, well, the first 2 floors are extremely important for setting the tone on the rest of the run. Part of that is just determined by, like, ooh, luck upgrade. Part of that is just determined by, you know, the items that you start with. You don't have too much control over that, but some of it is determined by your own play and the decisions that you make, and I think we got pretty fucking lucky there, and I did use the FU word there. Pardon my fucking French, but at the same time, what I meant to say is parlez-vous fucking French. My French skill is quite poor, though, but we've talked about this ad nauseum in the past. This is a stellar start for us here, and I'm not just trying to reference, you know, the Incubus song of the same name, but if you want to give us Incubus on this floor, that would be awesome. How do you do it? Make me feel like you do. The spoilers, the way that she does it is she plays with his balls. That's how she makes the Incubus man feel like he does. And he's like, oh, I never thought about that one. Alright, 21 cents. This is enough to buy whatever we could conceivably want from the shop, unless there's 2 items in there, but we have the bombs necessary to double down on our donation machine if we feel valuable, if we feel like that is a valuable decision. Which I don't really, you know, at this point we're kind of kicking the game's ass. Not to be crass about it necessarily, or even overly cocky, but why not just be nice to our donation machine, you know? Have we thought about that? Maybe just, what if everybody just started being nice to one another, including our donation machines? What if we were nice to our donation machine? It could get to 999, and then we could pilfer our donations anyhow and anywhere or time. I'd like to purchase some shop items. It would be the best. Nice. Okay, well, the temporarily rap god and then fallen rap angel, the archangel of rap. I don't know if we're gonna stick with blank card, but I mean, I kind of like it more than Book of Belial. Spirit of the Night is pretty good. I like it more than Book of Belial because it's got some cool like plays that can go along with it. But yeah, I think we should stick with it. I don't know if we need to buy the Spirit Heart. I'm gonna try to blow this guy up, just see what we get. Thought maybe, you know, Steam sale could be in the cards for us. All right, I'll tell you what. Let's gamble on getting a passive here. I'm not gonna be nice to our donation machine. I'm gonna ruin it actually. There we go. It is a passive. It's treasure map. That's pretty good. And we'll head down to the next floor. Still stacked up real nicely. Oh, I guess we have to actually move over the hole in the ground to pass through it. That's news to me. But I'm relatively pleased with this run, and I think I should be. You know, we've got Deal with the Devil Precedent, survivable amount of HP, and actually really good damage. And I think really picking up Magic Mush is what allowed us to be in this situation, where I can actually be like, you know what? Who cares about Book of Belial? Let's get rid of that. I do think that this is an item, Book of Belial, that it's kind of fallen in my power rankings. It used to be really, really important. Like, I used to consider Book of Belial arguably the best book, and that was because it also carried the Goat Head active effect with it. And as much as people were kind of like, I mean, right now it doesn't give you the Goat Head effect, but it gives you like a 25% chance of getting a deal with the devil, 25% extra chance, I should say. People were unhappy with that at the time of the change. I actually think that it's one of those changes in Isaac that, you know, it's really hard to get people to get behind a nerf. But I think that the Krampus's head charge is very similar. But anyway, it's hard to get people to be like, yeah, that item that's fun, I want it to be like a little less powerful so it's less fun by proxy. But I do think that it makes sense from a balance standpoint. Would I have done it? I don't know. I mean, probably. It seems like Book of Belial was a little bit too strong relative to other books, and it made the run samey. But what it compromises in fun by making Book of Belial, you know, less powerful, I think it makes up for by making runs more varied, because no longer is it like, okay, we've got Book of Belial, no other spacebar item is as valuable as this unless we get low on HP. Now, mind you, we've basically got the exact thing going with Blank Card here. Blank Card is like basically impossible to pass up unless you need another spacebar item for like immediate concerns about dying. And especially Blank Card Algiz with an orbital is amazing for us here. And it is a second level orbital as well. Whether that's good or bad is, I guess, up to your personal preference, but I think it's really good. Having the second level orbital, that is. I think Cobalt doesn't, he doesn't take the orbital past level 1. I can understand this. I'm not... Is that correct? He doesn't take the orbital past level... Every time! I want to explain to you what's wrong with my brain in this situation. There's a few things wrong with my brain in other situations. Like, for example, if you tell me to, you know, lift something and then turn it 90 degrees, my brain is like, what do you mean turn it 90 degrees? We're in a three-dimensional space. Do you want me to turn it 90 degrees in the Z direction, 90 degrees? And they're like, okay, you're right, but also... You're an asshole. Obviously, I'm turning it 90 degrees to get through the door. And I'm like, you don't understand. My brain doesn't work like that. I can't. I don't know what you're asking me. Anyway, but ignoring my complete lack of spatial awareness, what's wrong with my brain is that when I see betrayal, for some reason, I have decided and coded it into my brain that betrayal is an active item. It's not the first time this exact situation has happened. So I think it's an active item. I go into the room with the reroll machine and I say, okay, let's pick it up so that we can reroll it in the future. Like, because we have a spacebar item ourselves, we can reroll it and at least get that item out of the rotation. And then I just end up picking it up and it's effectively getting nothing of value out of it. We do need to smarten up just a little bit here. We're getting a little bit lower on HP, and honestly, it's damage that I shouldn't have taken that has led to this situation. Just in case, I think this is worth it. Certainly not in a position yet where I'm, like, concerned, and Blood of the Martyr is at least okay. But not a position where I'm thrilled either. Now this is interesting, because Book of Shadows is blank card plus Algiz, but better in the sense that it can be used once every 3 rooms. But I think I'm going to stick with blank card Algiz. First off, because Algiz, I guess the invincibility lasts longer, which makes it a little bit more valuable for boss fights. And secondly, it also gives me the flexibility to change into, you know, blank card Hierophant or something like that if I get that opportunity later. So I think that's very sensible. And we're gonna use Algiz for now. And I'm hoping for luck upgrades, but I'm also hoping for HP. And that's what we got there. And the money doesn't hurt either. I'm not taking Curse of the Tower. I've really revised, like, my banned list of items. There's still not very many items on it, but, like, Dunce Cap, Marked, Curse of the Tower, Isaac's Heart, and Cursed Eye, and then the D4 and the D100, at least temporarily here. There we go. Just get these guys all killed. Easy rooms. And probably the D4 and the D100 on a case-by-case basis, because I do still have fun with those items. Just sometimes, you know, you're going overboard. You know, it's like an everything in moderation, including moderation sort of situation. But we were doing everything in moderation except the D4 or the D100, at which point we were, you know, taking those items to the unnatural extremes of using them like once every 2 runs. It almost became like a different game. So we'll take Pageant Boy, and it does give us enough money to go into our shop, where we'll get the compass. Map plus compass is really nice. It will mean that we won't have a blood bank on the next floor. Life goes on, though. Allow me to hydrate a little bit here. But I will say, in contrast to the last 2, this run is a little bit more interesting in the sense that, let's just check it out. Half a Spirit Heart, maybe, for the early get here is good. We actually gained half a Spirit Heart, although we spent the bomb on it. Not my favorite curse room, but again, life goes on. But in contrast to the last 2 runs, this run is interesting in the sense that, despite having better defense, in the sense that we can, you know, use Algiz and blank card once every 4 rooms for now, it's a little bit scarier. Our damage is really good, but I'm still concerned about our overall HP and our ability to keep generating Spirit Hearts and stuff like that, you know? I'd really like to get to a situation in which we maybe have the relic. I mean, it's kind of an easy ask to just be like, give me the relic, and then, you know, I'll do the rest of the work. Just give me 1 Spirit Heart every 4 rooms, and I'll solve the other problems. But it's honestly sort of how I feel right now. Is we should take a go at it. Oh, good, we got a health downgrade. What a terrible get at that moment right there. We did get a dime back, but I'm very disappointed with that health downgrade. At least we know that there's a health upgrade in our future. I think I want to stop playing it like now. That might be wasting a little bit of our time, but sometimes Algiz doesn't give you... Oh, that was stupid. Sometimes Algiz doesn't give you the prompt when it's about to go off. So I know, you know, I look at Twitch chat. We're not streaming on Twitch right now, but I've had runs like this on Twitch. I can see people already, RIP, RIP. Yo, cool it, alright? It's like I've been saying in the Gungeon episodes recently. True measure of a man or a woman, the true measure of a sportsman or woman, is not never getting into a sticky situation. It's their resolve when they get into a sticky situation. So Winnie the Pooh always said. I think we should go back and play the shit out of this blood bank. I'm going to temporarily move Boss Rush down on my priority list. Previously, it was like, finish the run, have lunch, Boss Rush. Now it is, play this blood bank with the Algiz rune. Finish this run, have lunch. Text my mom. And just say, hey, there's no particular reason. Just want to say, hey mom, how's it going? You know, it's just nice. Makes people feel like they're desired. And also, you know, not that I don't mean desired in a gross way, you sickos. Just, you know, it makes them feel loved. Like that Maroon 5 song, This Love. She will be loved. Love in an elevator. Oh. You know what? We did get a visual cue when Algiz was going down there, so I was incorrect. I don't know. Maybe it's like Book of Shadows that doesn't do it sometimes. Maybe I'm just losing my mind here. We should go to the shop. Hopefully this is a curse room. Nope. That's okay. Again, run is good, just a little shaky right now. Plenty of opportunities to get out of it, though. No greed here would be a great start. Lovely. We want this. We do want to check this. The blank card rules card is horrible. And we're still, like, well on pace for boss rush. Is there a battery in here? There is. Okay, so it's a little bit of a cheesy play. You know, we could have just gotten this charge naturally, but I kind of feel like this saves us enough time. We're still on schedule for boss rush. It's only 13:45 into the run, and we're on Necropolis 1. This is where you want to be at 13:45. There's a few rooms in Necropolis 1. So taking all this time basically just put us back on pace. We were way ahead of the pace earlier. And we did get the blood bag. So maybe I got a little bit unlucky with the health downgrade, but it prompted me to play that blood bank some more, and that allowed us to get the blood bag, which is awesome. You know, we get the HP upgrade plus the speed upgrade. So I can't complain. I may not have actually gone through with it if I hadn't gotten that health downgrade. Plus, we got a lot of money in the process. I don't know if we're going to use that money for something effective, but we'll see. I guess it would be nice to fight war on this floor. We'll see. And honestly, boss rush is kind of interesting in the sense that I may want to do it, but I'd like to have a little bit more damage before we do. Blank card Algiz is great, and will buy us a lot of invincibility. I guess with Cube of Meat, we should be able to make it, like, pretty much just fine. At this point, with so many battery charges, why risk it? Just do that. Come back and grab this. Algiz lasts so long that it is war. Wow, even without Book of Revelations, this is very solid luck here. So we get our 3rd level ball of bandages. We don't have an orbital anymore. We will take the mark. I don't think you take Satanic Bible, just because blank card Algiz is kind of more fun. And this continues to be kind of a more interesting run. You can tell because I'm not talking about, you know, the societal implications of eternal life for quite as long. This would be a great opportunity for Small Rock. 2 Spirit Hearts is also good, and I guess a key's not bad either. I can't really be mad about getting a key. Probably go through with our boss trap room. We have enough time. Well, let's see if it's like red chests or golden chests or stone chests. That'll be a huge indicator that I'll do it. I'm gonna check the curse room first. Red chest bomb. I think we should still do it. We know where we're going on this floor. Why not, right? We do have a... How many keys are we gonna waste on this? Well, that's gonna be our last one. We did it all for Abel. Come on, the Abel. Come on. Is that Captain Falcon from... Now we don't know where we're going. From Super Smash Bros. Melee, I think it is. Actually, that might be from the Wii version. Now that I think about it, but I don't want to get my smashes wrong. I feel bad, man. I missed out on Melee. I was like 10 when Super Smash Bros. For N64 came out. Bought it, played the shit out of it. Missed Melee. Played the shit out of the N64 Smash in college because what was old is new again. Got the new one for Wii when I was in university. And then still missed out on Melee. Got the one for Wii U. Played it. Enjoyed it a great deal. But still continuing to miss out on Melee to this day. I don't know if I can go back. I don't even know how to do the wave dashes. How do the wave dashes? Turn it up. I'm the lyrical falcon. Turn it up. Protagonist of F-Zero. Turn it up. Still love it like that. So we have to go to the dice room. I have a mental picture in my head of how this map looks like. So I'm pretty confident the boss room is like upper left and the dice room was lower left. So this doesn't appear to be the right way. In fact, I think this probably connects to our boss room. I'm more concerned with the dice room than I am with the item room, honestly. Because I think it has a much greater impact on the run. And I don't even think it's that disputable. There's our dice room. We will re-roll our whole run because that's what I do. That's the corollary to the not taking the D4 or the D100. Okay, we'll talk about that once we see what this dice room is. Is that if we find a full run reroll, we still take it. This is a rerolls all consumables on the ground situation, though. And I think we will just reroll all consumables on the ground. Not gonna get too finicky with it. We got some good stuff out of it. An Eternal Heart, turned some golden chests, generated quite a lot of money. Although we had a decent amount to begin with, but the Eternal Heart's nice. Yeah, that was actually a really good dice room. And then I don't think we care about getting a single HP upgrade, and we have unlimited bombs. So let's go for something better here. Host Hat is fairly rare, but not that good. I mean, we could have gotten a card, admittedly, but I'm not that interested in it. Little Chad, not very useful. Isaac's Jar of Tears, not useful at all. Polyphemus, sometimes somebody up there likes you. And that was that situation right there. Polyphemus on the reroll machine's explosion. Ridiculously good. I'm not going to say that it's a guaranteed win as of yet, but we're probably getting pretty close at this point. Polyphemus does preclude the need for piercing shots at least a little bit. Okay, so this is our room. It looks like we'll have a great chance of getting through to boss rush, and then the question will be whether or not we actually want to do boss rush, but we'll deal with that as it comes here. I'm not going to use the Algiz rune because I want to see if perhaps we're going to do boss rush, at which point we'd rather fight two bosses with the Algiz rune being active to begin with. Polaroid, Krampus fight. You know, Lump of Coal would be awesome here. And that's exactly what we got. Getting a ridiculous amount of keys as well. And then inside of here, the wafer. Yeah, I mean, the wafer, we've taken it a lot recently, but it's worth taking. It's a really, really good item, obviously. And I think boss rush is going to be kind of, I don't want to say lame, but it's going to be slower than it would be on a normal run. But you know what? Having picked up the wafer and Polyphemus and Lump of Coal on this floor, I think we pretty much guaranteed ourselves a victory here. And I know that like 4 rooms ago, I was like, can't really call this a victory yet. I think we can now call this a victory. We're in an extremely powerful position here. I think it's a great sign that Algiz is actually allowing us to get through these waves. I say Algiz, but really a lot of that is 3rd level Bandage Girl as well. Really should just get like Bandage Girl on the case, and then we go to the other target. Lovely. Yeah, so this looks like it'll be win 37 here. I gotta be honest, I woke up today, I sat down on my computer, I said let's play some Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. I like this game. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of it. It's pretty good though. I played a lot of Polybridge last night because I've been continuing to play a ton of that game and just suck awfully at it, but I love it because it teaches me new things, and I think there's some merit and nobility in that. Excuse me, if you could, Bandage Girl, you're kind of poor target selection here. We got bombs though. I guess we should just throw these out. And I played some RimWorld and sucked at that, but there's no nobility in that. I just suck at RimWorld. But we might get better at it at some point and then do some good stuff. But I sat down and I was like, you know what? We'll probably be able to do like 2 Isaac runs before Kate's stream. Here we are on Isaac run number 3. And they've all been really nice so far. I should probably take some time and eat lunch before stream, but I'm in the zone right now and it feels good. And not even the auto zone, which is the zone that I primarily spend my time in. I love being in the auto zone. I don't even know what that means. But I did buy new car insurance. Did I buy it from Geico? No, I know Geico does a lot of sponsored entertainment stuff. I did not buy it. I don't even think we have Geico in Canada. I'm going to be honest. In British Columbia, which is the province in which I live in, you have to buy your auto insurance through the government for a certain level of basic coverage. And then after that, you can buy it from everywhere. This is, Canada. They're taking the dollars out of your wallet and then the nickels out of your pocket. Where they're not taking the pennies out of your pocket because we don't have pennies anymore. That's a government decision I actually believe in a great deal. Personally, I actually am a little bit more of a currency radical, I think. I think that they should abolish all currency under the $100 bill. I think if you buy a cup of coffee, $100. With the way Starbucks is going, that's almost where we're at right now. Am I right or am I right, people? I mean, what is it with this soy macchiato latte, no fat, no balls culture we live in these... I'm just joking. Anyway, there was an era where Starbucks was the butt of several jokes. Because we went from our no-nonsense, hey, give me the gas station coffee sort of culture to, I'll have a venti pike, please. Yo, here's my impression of me in the year 2001 versus me in the year 2016. Yeah, it's a large coffee. Keep the change. That's 2001. It's not actually 2001. I wasn't drinking coffee when I was 13. I think it stunts your growth. Which explains why I've grown to quite an enormous size of 6 meters tall. 6 meters around. And then in 2016, I go, give me a venti pike, please. Is this the exact change? I don't know why I'm roasting myself like that. Oh, good, we got the poop. Still, the wafer was well worth it. Anyway, down to the next floor. Ooh, the penny thing, occasionally it still comes up. You know, someone from America will come visit, and they'll be like, you know, you guys don't have the penny anymore. I'll be like, yeah. And they'll be like, how is that? And the answer is, it literally makes no impact in our lives whatsoever. The most impact that getting rid of the penny has had is I have way more conversations about the consequences of getting rid of the penny. Apart from that, I literally do not notice anymore. For a while, there were signs that were like, just so you know, if something costs $2.97, it's going to cost you $3. Please don't assault our clerks for asking. Don't tell them it's the wrong price over 3 cents. We don't deal with the penny anymore. It's an antiquated construct. But apart from that, life is good up here in Canada, man. No pennies. You know, here's my impression of what Canada sounded like when you were walking down this street 5 years ago. Ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding. Everybody's pennies rattling around in their pockets. Here's my impression of it now. Ding, ding, ding. That's just my pocket full of nickels rattling against my brass balls. Because I saved so much money from the abolition of the penny that I was able to brass my balls. That's right. I'm still a coward. But my balls are coated in a thin layer of a copper-based alloy. It's quite uncomfortable. I wouldn't recommend it. The doctor who did it said his name was Dr. Dre. And I found that very affable. Alright, well, anyway, this run is popping off. As you can clearly tell, all we need is, well, 2 more guppy items would be a start. But really, like, for all the time that we spent in a little bit of a scary place on this run, is pretty much all come together here towards the end. I don't think we'll fight Hush, which I understand. Apologies for those of you out there doing the NL workout plan. I hope you're still sticking with it. You know, to see results in anything in this world, most of the time you have to be consistent, but it's hard to be consistent. I appreciate that. Take it from the world's most inconsistent Gungeon player. But if you're still doing it by not doing the Hush fight, you got to do like 10 extra push-ups or crunches or, you know, body weight lunges or whatever. Think of me as your hamstrings burn. My muscles burn like my love for you. Guppy? No Guppy, but still worth it. Cricket's Head, not Cricket's Head. Luck upgrades. No luck upgrades. Well, we're just making great predictions right now. I think we are, like, increasingly missing out on some min-maxy type stuff. Like, maybe I should go back in that room really quickly and try to get the full Spirit Heart, but I'm of the opinion that, you know, as we've talked about, and not to bring it back to pennies here, I don't believe in the expression, take care of the pennies, the pounds take care of themselves. I believe in the expression, take care of the pounds, who gives a shit about the pennies. And there's no reason they can't both be, well, there is a reason they can't both be true. Let's come to a compromise. How about take care of the pennies and take care of the pounds? That's an expression I understand. But take care of the pennies, the pounds take care of themselves is never resonated with me. It doesn't make any sense. Don't worry about buying that Mercedes as long as, you know, you always get a small coffee. Doesn't, you know, it matters. The Mercedes matters. which is a really bad name for a car model. But anyway. Just get more bombs in here. I mean, I'm just using the bombs at this point because I want to speed this up. It's not like I want this run to be over with, but there's really no reason for us to pussyfoot around here at this point. More damage would be nice. Oh, this is nice. This is a good situation. And you know what? We do have the wafers, so we can actually get down to permanent Polaroid invincibility here. And we may just go for permanent Polaroid invincibility regardless. We'll see at least. Now this, my ideal situation would be this card being great so that we could actually use Algiz to play this guy more if we had to. It's not great, by the way. Got infested. All right, well, this is where we want to be. The question is, do we want to get Headless Baby or do we not want to lose the HP and also simultaneously not get permanent Polaroid invincibility? I think we wanted the HP. Or sorry, we wanted the invincibility. The HP is fairly unlikely to matter. Now, we are a little bit back in Dicey Town as far as our HP goes, but we do have the wafer, and we can't forget about that. So, we're also one Guppy item away from that transformation, which is fun and also a guaranteed win pretty much at this point. So, I'm stoked about that. I said we were dicey on HP, but I guess I don't really mean that, because how dicey can we be considering we have double... well, we have half damage. We basically have double the HP it looks like we have right now. So, instead of being at 12 HP maximum, we're actually effectively at 16. Which is more HP than you can conceivably have. So, I'm pretty sure that this is going to be win 37. And there's nothing wrong with it. Except for the fact that my brassed balls are starting to corrode, and they're turning green. Looks like the balls of a statue in front of the Canadian Parliament buildings. By the way, freaking Dan Giesling making fun of me for the buildings of Parliament in Canada being called the Parliament buildings. Just like to point out, where a lot of political business is done in the United States, not all of it, of course, but where a lot of political business is done in the United States is just in a White House that's called the White House. You're gonna get on my case about the Parliament buildings, the buildings where the House of Parliament is. But you're gonna be like, well, where should we call it where we do our politics? How about the White House? Or if you want to go in the other direction, the Senate building. You know, it's the same Parliament building, Senate building, it's the same shit, dog. I don't understand the need to feel superior from a nomenclature perspective here. This is where, you know, if you bring this discussion up with the average Canadian, they go, yeah, but it used to be called the Brown House because we burned it down in the War of 1812. My great-great-great-grandparents, who were not yet Canadian but were from England, at that point that would eventually become Canada, they burned your White House down. We're better than you. Don't ever bring up, if you're American, don't ever bring up the War of 1812 to a Canadian. Or, you know what? Don't ever debate a Canadian. I say this as a Canadian, because they're going to bring up the War of 1812. It's like the Americans, most Americans at least, barely have a knowledge that the War of 1812 is something that happened. Just a vague whisper of a memory. Not a memory of the war, but a memory of hearing about it. In Canada, the War of 1812 is like our miracle on ice. Everybody knows about it, and you'll be like, hey, America's better than Canada. We go, yeah, well, we just fucked your ass up in the War of 1812. 204 years ago, never forget, so why don't you back the heck off? Try it. Well, don't try it. There's like this Daniel Radcliffe gif where he's like, if you want to make a Canadian angry, call it ice hockey. Whenever they talk about hockey, say, do you mean ice hockey? Because it's true, in Canada, we don't really have a strong field hockey culture. When we say hockey, we always mean ice hockey. But that's not going to make a Canadian angry. There's two ways to make a Canadian angry. One would be to suggest that Jim Carrey is from America. The other one would be to bring up the War of 1812. And keep this in your toolbox, because maybe it'll be a valuable weapon for you. But use it. With great power comes great responsibility, man. I promise you that. You better read up on the War of 1812 before you engage a Canadian such as myself in discussion of it, because it will become a hot-button issue, whether it was or was not to begin with. I promise you that. It's taking the gloves off. You just went toe-to-toe in the ring with a 19-year-old Mike Tyson. He's throwing hydrogen bombs at you from a debate standpoint. It's going to be a heated level of discourse never experienced prior to that moment in your friendship. Dude, we are actually getting items on like every single room here. It's beautiful. Tell you what, we're just going to create a bunch of shit in the center and wait for you guys to come over here. And we're going to throw down some bombs as well. I don't know if any of the items that we picked up on this floor were that good for us. Like, we ruined our permanent Polaroid invincibility, which was probably stupid. We got Maggie's bow, we got anti-grav, like, just items that I don't think are really very useful for us at all. But, you know, we got them, so I guess I'm happy about it. Let's just create a little mind prison here. Capture these ghosts in. There we go, and then we'll... Let's get our anti-grav shots to start right up. Oh, well, we should have picked that item up. Now we can finally use this Algiz rune. And you know what? Algiz rune, you did a great thing for us. I'm extremely appreciative. Maybe we would have been in a tougher spot were it not for you. But you made sure that we were safe here. And I appreciate it. For now, we'll just walk around Blue Baby in a circle. It's Blue Baby in a circle. He's not strange. He just wants to live his wild life this way. You know, Vicar in a Tutu, The Smiths, The Queen is Dead, one of 1986's best albums. For now, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.